What's up guys, this is Frank the Danq, and I am back again with more Retro Redemption on Glover as I continue to work my way through the Carnival world. We are in level 2 now, and level 2 is a little bit harder than level 1, but it's still a really fun level, so we should be able to enjoy this, I hope. As long as I don't suck too bad. Some of this stuff involves balance, which I am admittedly not the best at. But anyways, in case you haven't watched any of my previous videos, this is part of my series called Retro Redemption, where I go back to games that were great, or popular, or hidden gems from my childhood. And I try to finish them, because as a kid, I never finished a goddamn thing. Maybe 1 or 2 games out of the hundreds that I tried or dabbled in, but unfortunately, I didn't finish jack shit, really. So I'm looking to redeem myself, and that is why I call it Retro Redemption. And also, as part of that, I am trying to play through Metroid Prime because I loved that as a kid. They recently re-released it on Switch with a nice little remaster, so it looks amazing and it still plays great, and I adore that game, so hopefully I can pull through that. So I'm still continuing to play Metroid. And I have been messing around with some of the other old games on Nintendo Switch Online, which is just awesome. And then, I saw something recently about how basically Nintendo is essentially confirming that, the Nintendo Switch is nearing the end of its life cycle and there will be a new console soon. And I don't know how soon is, but it makes sense. I mean, it's quite a few years old. You have to knock this guy's teeth out with a bowling ball. I get hurt a lot doing it, but I remember that. Yeah, see, you just barely have to touch him and he bites you. Anyway, I'm hoping in the coming months that they continue to release some more old games on Nintendo Switch Online. So, it would make sense to keep people buying it while they let it play out the last of its life cycle. So, but I was trying to think. My wife and I, we bought a Switch, I think the same year they came out. It was 2017. They were relatively new at the time, and we still have the original one, and it still works just fine. Not the fastest system in the world, and that's fine, because it doesn't need to be. Nintendo never pretended to be the fastest, so it's fine. But I do really enjoy the portability, being able to take it off of its dock and play it handheld is really cool. I love that, and I hope that that's something that carries over into the next generation of Nintendo, and I have no idea what it's going to be, because Nintendo goes so crazy. Oh, I died. Nintendo goes so crazy when they build a new console, and, historically, they've made massive leaps with every single one. And I remember when the Nintendo Wii came out, I remember for a long time, people referred to that as the Nintendo Revolution. And, that was a way fucking cooler name than the Wii. But, Wii stuck, I guess, for some fucking reason. But, yeah, well. The Switch, much better concept, much better execution, it works great, and the name makes perfect sense, so I can live with that. I don't know what the hell it was called a Wii for. Whatever. But there are a few little gripes that I have with the Switch, and they are little, okay? So one thing is, I love the Pro Controller. I love that I can choose different types of controllers to use. I think it's really versatile and good. But when you take the Switch out of its dock with Joy-Cons on the side, I don't know if it's because of, my size or the way that my wrists fit, it hurts. it hurts my wrists and it hurts my hands, and my hands go numb, and I don't go with carpal tunnel, and it causes me issues, so playing handheld is not as enjoyable as it could be, but it's still good. It's still better than never being able to go handheld, so big win for it there. Really hope that carries into the next generation. I have no idea. Like, I'm not an insider and I don't know jack shit about shit, but I really, like, I read a thing that said that the Nintendo Switch Online library will be compatible, and I really hope that that's true, because there's a lot about the Nintendo Switch Online library that is special, because there's a lot of great memories tied into it. And I was sitting and trying to think of games. If I could add any games to the existing Nintendo Switch Online library, what would I add and why would I add it? And so I sat down and I kind of thought about that, and I was thinking for the original NES, there's not a lot that I would add, because all the really good ones are there, and there's a lot of really shitty games on that console. And it's not that it's like, oh, they just made shitty games because they could. It's they made shitty games because it's what they, it's what they had the ability to do at the time, because people hadn't really figured out what they were fucking doing. However, there are a few that stuck out in my head that I want for one reason or another, and the first being the DuckTales game for the original NES, because I've never gotten to play it, and I would really like to, and I think it would be a great fit for my Retro Redemption series. I would love to see every NES Mega Man on there, and I know that there's several on the Wily Wars. I don't know if all of them are on the Wily Wars, but at least a few of them are. But the Wily Wars fucking sucks, okay? It doesn't control the same, it doesn't feel right, it doesn't look right. I just want the original Nintendo Mega Mans. Not that much to ask for. So. And then I would also like to see the original Metal Gear on there, because I'd like to try it and see how that story begins, or, whatever. See where it all started. As a kid, my brother and I had Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, and that was a really good fucking game that my brother, of course, beat, and I never did, but I still played it a bunch, because it was fun. The action parts were fun. I know there's a lot of sitting and waiting or watching, but it's still very cool. This is fucking hard. I'm gonna die here, I'm sure of it. One son of a... Oh, god damn it. Alright, watch me struggle through this as I keep rattling off games that I would like to see on the Nintendo Switch Online service. So yeah, Metal Gear, I want to see where it started, and I think it would be a good fit for it because of, the simplicity of the Switch, being able to just shut it down, pick it back up. God fucking damn it. Alright, moving on. That's about it for the NES, but on the Super Nintendo, I was able to think of a handful. For one, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, because I've never got to play it, and I'd really like to. It looks like a lot of fun. It sounds like, hey, I got it. Sounds like a lot of fun, but, just missed that one, and I want to go back and give it a shot. Battletoads Double Dragon. And I know this game is supposedly unbeatable because it's oh so hard. My brother and I, we owned this. I still have it on Super Nintendo. However, I would much rather see it on the Nintendo Switch Online series or library, because I'd like to use save states, because that game is really fucking hard. And I actually want to finish it. I can't get past the level where you're piloting a little ship, and I've never been past it. So it would be really nice to be able to finish that one off. Gradius 3, another game that I want to finish really badly. I can't get past the extremely fast space station style level, and it kills me that I can't get any farther than that. I assume that that's got to be near the end of the game because it's so hard. Or I could be fucking wrong as hell, but I want to finish it. That's a game I loved playing, and I still love playing it. And they're the older Gradius games on, the online service already. So, fuck you, B, you dickhead. Let's see. Zombies ate my neighbors. I don't know if we ever owned this one, but we borrowed it for sure, or rented it. And this game was super fucking fun. And I would like to get to spend more time with it. I don't know what the story is on it. I don't remember anything other than, obviously you're trying to fight off zombies and rescue, random people. But I don't know if there's an end to it or if it's score-based, and I'd like to check that out and play it and see, So that's a big one on the list. And then a game that I've beaten... Wait, have I ever beaten it? No, I've gotten to the final boss but never finished it. Mega Man X. But I absolutely love and adore this game. It's so good. Unlike this fucking bullshit with the B. But Mega Man X is so good, and I could spend so much time on that game. And then on Nintendo 64, I would love to play Turok Dinosaur Hunter. Played that a lot as a kid, I want to finish it. Cruis'n USA, I have tons of memories with this game, I absolutely love it, I love racers. And Conker's Bad Fur Day obviously will never happen because it's so perverse and grotesque, but hey, I want to fight that giant ball of shit. And, Genesis, I don't really have any memories with the Genesis, so I don't really care either way. Guess I'll have to get to the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance in the next video, because this one is done. So make sure you go check out Frank the Danq on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Frank the Danq, and give me a like, share my shit, comment on my garbage fucking content, and tell me what you think. Start a conversation. Hardly anybody has talked to me on there, and I would love to have a conversation. Till then, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.